Welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized...
Barely hanging on at this point.
It's the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting.
Like crawled into that one.
It's the most lackluster I've ever heard.
Oh, I'm warming up. Hey, we're brought to you by Blue Microphones. They look great. They sound even better. Right, Nick? What do you think? You know what I hear?
All five senses are
by the blue microphone.
Tingling because of the blue microphone.
They even smell good. If you don't use blue microphones, go shit in your hat. Guess who it is? It's your buddy
It's my
Andy.
buddy Andy.
Yep. America's little brother in the house.
Double tracking that vocal.
Yeah. And as always, over on the couch, who's already been kind enough to say hello, it's... Bam! Bam! Harley Nick the Garlic Dragon.
Oh, my goodness.
What's up, man?
Nothing.
You got foil?
Foil in the house.
Nick's got treats. I'm excited. It's that time of year where I can't help myself.
It's the eating season.
It is
as Chris dubbed it months ago.
Yeah, that's right. It is.
We are in the midst of eating season.
I feel no guilt. I feel no quote unquote put the cookie down. None of that's going on.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I walk by something, I'm eating it as many times per day as need be. I don't give a damn.
Several handfuls. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. But right now, whatever.
When the sun comes back.
Yeah. Right. Who cares? Nobody cares anymore. And I'm included in that group. Over there on the couch, Nick. Oh my gosh! Don't look who's here. But I just want to ask: when you walked in,
I got to wear one of those. I got to make one of those eclipse tubes.
Oh yeah, that you look through, so you don't burn your
look
retinas.
At the eclipse. Yeah.
Okay. When you came in, did you look and see?
Oh yeah, the roof it's very wet and matted down. It's being held down by visible moisture.
Visible moisture. Buying myself some time. Nick, tell me a story.
Well, the roof, you see.
Yeah.
Visible moisture on it.
Yeah.
Because it's raining like crazy out here.
I wouldn't say like crazy.
Well, that's true.
A little extreme.
I guess
there.
My mind went to the forecast. The 100% rain cloud. It was a jarring sight this morning. 100%. Oh boy, we're getting it.
We are getting it. But I'm glad you got on the ladder. I'm glad you checked the roof because you want him. We got him.
What is the problem?
And he just...
Could it be worse?
I'm Chris, the Christmas tree, Chris, the littlest Christmas tree.
That's right.
Dear goodness.
There he is. The one, the only, the breakout star of the podcast medium. Chris L., put your hands together. There he is.
How much time did you spend sourcing that material today?
When I told Nick, buy me a second, that was the time spent sourcing it.
So that was a song you knew already then?
Yeah.
Okay.
But everyone quiet down. It's coming.
What is he doing?
I said we introduced you, and I said everyone quiet down.
He's tossing it to
because
you.
It's coming.
Great.
We introduced you.
Here we go. Yeah, well, I'm a little put off because it's not my typical theme music, but...
Well, it's not that typical time of year.
Okay. Succumb to my power, my age, and my weight, all of which are considerable.
So sometimes it's in that order, sometimes it's all of which are considerable, huh?
Well, it hasn't been in that order for a couple weeks now, so you can expect it not to return to that probably.
All right, I like
We went over this last week. How much have you had to drink today?
A couple drinks.
Clearly.
The thing about eating also applies to drinking.
Yeah, I guess so.
In the middle of drinking season?
It's drinking season.
All right.
It's indulging season. How's that? So what's up, guys? What are you doing? the hell's going on over there?
Nothing.
The 14th of December.
I brought some nonsense here. You guys want some?
Yeah, what do you got
You
under there?
If you want to soak up a little bit. You want to dry up a little bit across the room there.
Yeah, okay. Is this like the equivalent
Where's
of a
the
late night White Castle?
Where's the music?
The music's coming. I just have a question.
This is like late night White Castle.
Okay.
Just you don't care. Like how you're talking about you don't care
You
at
just
that point.
act like a pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna care shortly after you indulge in the late night White Castle. Yeah. There's no way to not care about what's going to happen to you.
That's my post concert stop usually.
Well,
What does it?
No concerts going on.
Yeah.
How long has it been since you've been through a White Castle?
It's probably been since the Kiss concert, almost 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Here's an interesting question, though. Nick doesn't like burgers
Nope.
or processed chicken.
Nope.
So what do you get from White Castle?
Oh, believe me, I'm no hero going through there. It's usually
make it easy on
a
them.
large cheese fry, a large order of mozzarella sticks with the marinara sauce, and
Couple dipped cheesecakes, triangles.
Well, they have those honey bun or the cinnamon rolls
Sure.
that they might heat up for you if it's a nice White Castle.
Hmm.
That's about what I do.
Okay.
It's a terrible meal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But you go to White Castle for what reason if you're not having White Castles? Is it the mozzarella sticks are you can only get them that way at White Castle?
Is
or
it the time of day?
It's usually late at night, and you just want something fast and dirty.
Yeah.
So
I hear that. So, fast and dirty, I just wanted to make sure the foil wasn't any kind of gift or anything. We have what we want in there. Are you telling me? Are we safe to pull the trigger?
yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
Oh my. Boing, boing, boing.
Time for a baked treat. Baked treat.
the drum rolls are hilarious. Put-a-dum.
So
Ridiculous. Oh,
these are two European nations came together here
This is good. I like where this is
with
going.
a little hint of good old US of A. Our friend Roderick Van Oven has been sending me stroopwafel images and whatnot. So I said I'm going to make a stroopwafel.
Okay. I actually bought some of those from Aldi not too long ago.
I don't even know what that is.
I handmade
Is it
them.
anything like the Luftwaffe?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's nothing like.
So basically, what we've
Oh,
got,
those things. The ones at Aldi are the circular.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it. I didn't
Yeah.
know that was the name.
I had to make these on a panini press, so they're a little different looking.
How is it normally made? On a waffle iron, I guess?
Yeah, they've got a
Okay.
special. It's like a mini waffle iron.
Yeah, okay.
And they usually put like a caramel-y kind of a filling, but I decided to toss the ball into the end zone and see who catches it with the filling. I made a
Big. They're sizable.
Yeah, I went for a cannoli. I grabbed the cream cheese and made an improper cannoli filling and put it in there.
Cream cheese.
It's like
Jeez.
cannoli
Yeah.
cream cheese with the chocolate chips in it and stuff.
Shit.
And a little powdered sugar. So there you go. So I don't know.
Jeez, how much have you had to drink tonight?
Not enough. Not enough
Well,
yet.
let's keep it rolling.
Just starting to have fun.
Does anybody want one of these beasts?
I do.
All right.
I skipped dessert on purpose.
I don't know if I could. I'm already coughing here. I don't know if I could handle a whole one. Those are fucking big.
Who are you kidding? You can do it. You might be on your back all day tomorrow. These are huge.
Yeah.
Okay, I take
See,
it back.
these are-
Once it
Thank
got
you.
close to me, holy shit balls.
Just instantly dismisses what I have to say.
Just break it in half.
This is massive.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
Well, that's what
I'm
happens
trying-
when it's an hour until I gotta be here,
it's like easily the size
whipping something up.
of a Nerf football. Not a regulation NFL football,
One of
but a
those with
Nerf
the
football.
one of those with the little tails on it.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, we'll have to get into that in a minute. But business time is here now. It's my turn, isn't it?
believe so.
Oh, this is going to be a disaster. All right, well, I'm just going to say now, Chris Brown, take the week off. We're pulling until I'm ready.
Well, given your condition, I think there's something important that's come to light about the
Do you want
bozo
me?
pewter.
Would you like me to pull the lever at this point, or
Sure.
are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
I don't think so.
Why? What?
Okay, here. See
What?
this
Oh,
this
no.
little compartment over
Have
here?
you been drinking tonight, sir?
Oh, yeah.
The Manilow cover.
So you can't operate the bozo pewter. So I'm going to need you to do a little breathalyzer,
Okay.
and we'll hear the result here. Okay. Oh no,
Does that mean that everything's good?
You are
I'm
not
free to go.
No,
you
no.
can't work it, man.
No, you are not. You are not.
Didn't you know this?
You are not fit to operate it.
I had no idea. This is brand new to me.
So
This isn't how it was when I was growing up.
So if you will, if you can toss it over to Chris J.
Okay. And they say JBBBBBS is a thing.
Well,
it's your own fault for drinking too much.
You are at
tonight.
least twice the legal limit to operate the
right.
bozo pewter.
Just know what you guys are getting into. Here we go.
No, but it doesn't. Do we still fire it up and get the intro music?
We can still
He's
fire
not
it up.
working it.
I can still fire it up. You just can't operate it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the bozo pewter still is fired up? You're saying?
Well, we have to get a song out of it.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
that's
still
true.
got to happen. You just can't do it.
All right, whatever. Take my keys. You know, back in my day, they used to just help me. Officer would help me use the bozo pewter.
Well, those days are
Officer
over.
used to lock your keys in the trunk of the bozo pewter
Yeah.
and just leave you there.
Right.
You're just lucky it wasn't a random checkpoint at this juncture.
All right. Here we go.
Here I go.
Stand by. Let's go over to the bozo pewter.
All
All
right.
right, I've taken over the reins of the bozo pewter.
right.
I've had it transferred over to my device. So
Okay.
I'm ready.
We're ready. So we're going to pass it over. Let me get myself ready here, too. Okay.
Now, am I making the decision, or
Yeah, I think so. I think the bozo pewter might know what's best, actually.
well, based on what's come up here, I would have to agree. This is a slam dunk. Has to happen.
All right.
And then I'm going to give Andy a clue right after he hits the button. If he looks
Well,
up.
no clues.
All right,
He
I'll wait
doesn't
till-
deserve any
I'll
clues.
wait till right after you say
He
it.
was irresponsible tonight, and this is
Look at him.
He's lucky it wasn't worse.
Head and hands over there.
All right. Here we go.
All right, Howell. This one's called
Warrior,
Off of
Asylum,
by the band.
Disturbed. You want me to tell you? It's the first one that came up.
Sure. Who submitted this song?
Okay, now that's good. That's good.
Wait, Andy,
Who's the idiot?
Andy, this was your clue, by the way, right here.
Oh, okay. What is that? Your
A little foil.
Piece of
Piece
foil
of foil.
sticking out of the bottom of his mouth,
like
like
a
that.
lip ring on that piece of shit.
Exactly. Whatever that, the stripper chains hanging out of the bottom of his lip, like that was a cool thing to do ever. It wasn't. Okay, so we've got
What, you do what you
go
do.
ahead. What? Speak your mind. You asked who submitted it. I was about to tell you. Do you want me to wait?
No. Go ahead.
All right. The listener's name is Mike Jocelyn.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a comment submitted. Would you like to hear it, or
Yeah.
interested?
No, I would love to hear it.
Okay. Well, based on the comment, I think some context is necessary. This was submitted on July 20th, 2019, so it's been in there for a little bit. And he says, I've been binge listening since you guys appeared on Talk is Jericho. Thanks again to Mr. Jericho for those placements, which today the watch along to the Animalized Live came out.
Yeah, awesome.
So more fun for me. I was on there solo, but more publicity for the show, which is important. And thanks again for Tooge for having me on. But he says, I am listening to episode 301 as I type this. I just wanted to submit what I feel is a very underrated song from my favorite band.
How is this possible?
Hold on. I can't recall ever hearing you guys mention Disturbed on the podcast, and I want to know what you think.
Well, if he gets a few more episodes later, he'll...
Well, this was a year and a half ago. Hopefully he's caught up.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's
that's
still listening, first of all.
29. I thought for some reason I just assumed you said July of this year. It was July last year that he submitted this. Okay,
a year and a half.
Got it.
I'm assuming he's still listening. I'm assuming he's probably heard some of our references to Disturbed, which have occurred since July 2019.
Has this guy never heard another band in his life? There are other bands.
Yeah, I got to say that to publicly state, and not necessarily, well, it's public now, but to put this out there, knowing that it fully could be read on the air, declaring Disturbed as your favorite band, is
you have to think
quite
of,
the statement.
You have to think of the bands that it has exceeded.
I mean,
in order
let me
to
just
get to that top spot.
Let me just look where we are right now on the list. There's Dokken, there's Dire Straits, there's Dio with Black Sabbath, there's Dinosaur Jr., all better. There's Diminutive Andrew, that's better.
And
There's
he's
Devo.
pointing at the screen as he
all
barks
better.
out there. Well, yeah, I don't think there's any question about that.
But that's what we're going with.
I know very little.
Well, this
of
again,
their music, so
you trifled with the system and not knowing that there was a safeguard on there to prevent intoxicated individuals from using the machine, and this is what you get. I don't know what to tell you.
See, I zoned out the style of music around this time period. Were these guys late 90s or was this early 2000s? Or
I don't know. I don't know anything about this particular album. I've never heard this song, but I think the Sickness album, Andy, isn't that the debut?
That was post 2000, right?
I think it
was right about there.
I think it was early or late 90s.
I can only think of the chorus, if you want to call it that, of Down with the Sickness.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that I can at all think of that I can definitely pin as being a Disturbed song. Nothing else. I totally zoned out when this style of music became en vogue.
So this was
en vogue was no longer in vogue.
Right, unfortunately.
Which was tragic.
So the Sickness was 2000. But you guys
just look that up.
You guys will be glad to know there is a 20th anniversary edition with some live stuff added on. Thank goodness. Yeah.
So you know what I'm getting Andy for Christmas now. What do you get the man who has everything? The 20th anniversary edition of The Sickness.
So I have a question for you, Chris, because well, hold on now.
No, I was looking through their discography. That's why I said, "Oh Jesus!"
What did you see?
Just the names of the albums.
Tell me which one got you.
No, I'm just the notion that they're putting out music is what generated that reaction to me.
There was a while back when you said there was a Disturbed song that you liked.
There is one. Yes, I'm not going to reveal it. It's not this one.
Okay, so why? I guess because we're going off the listener submission list, but why wouldn't you pick the one you like?
Because it's not on the list.
Okay, fair enough.
And the machine picked it. What are you not getting about that? It was a random pick.
Okay. Fair enough. We're living in this crazy time where these types of things happen, and we just have to deal with whatever we're told.
Where 20th anniversary
Yeah.
editions are being released.
Yep.
Do you guys ever buy those, even if it's an album that you love? Do you ever buy anniversary editions? I don't think I ever have.
The only reason I've ever come across any is because either through Apple Music, that's what's there.
Yeah.
Like,
But as far as seeking it out,
no.
yeah.
The other option is sometimes the vinyl release of things are an anniversary release. Like it wasn't. If it's like a 90s band where vinyl wasn't big, it'll come out now on vinyl, and then they put extra stuff on it, and it's the new remasters or whatever. But yeah. No, I don't. I'd never seek them out intentionally.
Now, does this have to be anniversary edition, or can it be a simple expanded edition, which I guess generally come out on some sort of anniversary? But
it could be the 27th anniversary where they put out some expanded.
They did that for the Jerk DVD. They did the 26th anniversary. I remember that.
That's funny. What was different about it? Nothing?
I don't know. They just re-released it, and it was. They missed the 25th, and I just remember it had the 26th like written on it.
It's fun. Did it have it crossed out?
Yeah,
or
something
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
Okay. So Nick has not heard this. Chris has not heard this.
There's no way I've heard this.
See, this is 2010. I'm looking this up now.
Oh, so we can get a 10th anniversary.
Yeah,
edition
thank
of this.
goodness.
a decade into their illustrious career at this point.
One of the 5 singles off of this album. That somehow we've missed all of them.
I wouldn't doubt
So
that.
this is their hysteria, is what
Yeah.
you're telling me? Just every song a slam dunk hit. That They just couldn't stop releasing singles.
Yeah.
Well, I can't find a source for this to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that every album they ever put out is still on the top 100, top 200 at least.
You're probably
200. The Billboard.
Disturbed?
The
Or Def Leppard?
No, Disturbed.
Oh, good.
The Billboard top 200 albums. I don't think they've ever left the charts.
The active rock charts is what they call it.
So I don't know if this has something to do with what I was into at the time when this came out and what age I was.
I mean, the band or this album, this song?
The band. So referencing the year 2000, I would have been 17, obviously in high school, in bands, at a time where probably took things I liked too seriously and things I didn't like too seriously in the other way. And Disturbed fell into that category, and I've never been able to shake it. So I'm going to try my best to be open-minded. So I'm saying this
Why?
is coming... I
Why
don't know.
bother?
But this is coming from a place of, I hated this when I was a teenager, and I'm 37 now.
Right, more than half your life ago.
Yeah. And
You're talking about it like you don't hate it. You hate this band.
I hate
and
them.
this
I hate
music.
them. I hate them. But I'm saying...
Yeah, so don't
I've never-
sugarcoat it.
I'm not sugarcoating, but I've not given them a fair shake.
Oh,
I don't
fuck
plan
that.
on it.
You don't have to.
I don't plan on it.
There
but
are no fair shakes. You're not gonna pull back layers of the onion and find something that you like with these clowns.
No, I don't think
So just
Now,
get down with the sickness, if you will, and just embrace your hatred for these guys.
Let's go through the whole thing then.
Now,
Yeah,
start
please
at the
do.
beginning.
That's what we're getting at.
weren't these guys the house band at Champs Rock Room? at
There we
some
go.
point?
Okay, that's one of the key points that we need to touch on. So Nick and I were in this rotten band many years ago, and we played
Still better than Disturbed.
I agree.
Infinitely.
And I wouldn't say that about any other. Actually, the second worst band in the world, just ahead of Disturbed. But we played at this place in like Oak Lawn, but it wasn't Oak Lawn. Burbank, Illinois, like a south area. I don't know, a bunch of idiots that live over there.
Southwest suburb.
If
of
you
Chicago.
live over there, go shit in your hat. You're an idiot.
Chances
in
are
the
they-
vicinity of Chicago Midway Airport,
There you go,
south of it,
Idiotville. Anyway,
there's a Guitar Center there. That's what I know most about
Yeah.
Burbank.
right, that's right. That was the Guitar Center for us when we were.
That
younger.
was like, oh my goodness, we're going to Guitar Center.
Yeah, it's like Disney World.
Yeah.
Oh, and my former coworker Andy, who once said, "I like things with texture."
Yeah.
She lives there.
Oh,
so
okay. There you go.
I just thought I'd toss that in.
It's good to know. That's the
Worthless factoid.
kind of person. Actually, I believe when we played there, Didn't someone call it Sperm Bank instead of Burbank? I think someone.
That's clever.
I hope it was someone in our band.
No, yeah, one of the.
Oh.
I think it was. All right, Sperm Bank. This next song is. All right. So anyway, we played at this place, and their claim to fame was, oh yeah. So we would have been like, it would have been like 06, I think. Their claim to fame at this place was, Disturbed. They used to play here all the time. They had like framed records of them. And those guys still come in when they're off the road. Yeah. And that was like the worst show ever. Worst crowd, worst owners, worst staff.
The crowd was bad.
Biggest bunch of douchebags.
Yeah, I disagree because I was in the crowd and incredible evening. It's one of those.
No one's ever said
one
that.
of those things where I was glad I showed up there because that was like one of those experiences where it makes you feel alive because you think you're gonna something is gonna just go completely off the rails at every minute. It was hilarious.
Well, from your perspective, maybe from ours or from mine at least, it was this crowd's dead.
This crowd's dead.
Absolutely.
This staff is the worst out of
Absolutely
anyone.
the worst.
No question about that.
Like this staff was like all over us about, hey, you're gonna wear that? You can't wear that on stage. Your shorts are too short, because Aaron would wear these.
Well, see, this is a venue that's used to dealing with the front man of Disturbed who comes out in head-to-toe cloaks
right
on stage. So, you guys coming out in your 70s track shorts is quite the diversion from that.
To the point where they said, it says on our liquor license that you can't wear that.
Which is a lie.
Of course.
Everybody knew it.
Of course, but the fact that they would say that, just ridiculous. And all the shows we played, at all the, we played at the school we went to, a Catholic high school, no one said anything. We played at the cool metal bar that Disturbed is the house band of. You guys can't do that. What are you doing? So they can go shit. And I'm glad they're closed. I wish Disturbed was closed, but they're not. Other thing. First of all, they're called Disturbed.
That's true.
Easily the worst band name in history.
Really, yeah.
Disturbed.
Lazy.
It's not, but because there's a band, I don't know any music by them, but it makes me like embarrassed for them every time I see them in a headline and Blabbermouth. And that's a band. I know nothing about them. All I know is they're called Asking Alexandria.
Yeah.
That's the worst band name of all time.
It's terrible, but at least it's like meaningless, stupid. Disturbed is like...
Well, it's lazy.
It's lazy,
it's
but
what it is.
But it's like a dunderhead trying to be, dude, we're crazy.
It could have been Disturbing, and it would have been actually even worse.
Well...
They could have made it worse.
That's up for
They
debate.
should have called themselves Disturbing Andrea. That would have been better.
Disturbing Andrew would be more like it.
That's clearly happened over the years. But no, it's a terrible name, and like you said, it's like they're trying to put off that they might be a little disturbed and scary, and also they're like the other thing that's totally lame about it is like we want to draw in the disenfranchised people, the people who are, suffering with mental illness and stuff. They can find comfort in our music, and
sure.
we're here for them and stuff like that. It's just it's a terrible band name. There's no question about it.
No one who's actually disturbed talks about how they're disturbed. If you're disturbed, you don't know that you're disturbed. You don't talk about how you're disturbed.
It's terrible. There's no two ways about it. Another bad one you see occasionally on Blabbermouth, Skillet.
That's right.
It's like what does that mean, and what were the names you rejected before you arrived at that?
That's stupid, but it's better than, cause it's just dumb. It's a cooking utensil,
right?
Spatula,
right? But aren't they like an active rock band again? Supposed to be like edgy and angry and stuff like that. And you're named after something you cook eggs in. I mean, what is this?
It's stupid, but it's not as bad.
No, I agree with you, but it's on that.
It's easier to laugh at directly.
Yeah.
With Disturbed, you don't really laugh at that name.
You just roll your eyes.
Yeah, Skillet, it's like
Yeah,
a million jokes immediately.
Next point we have to touch on. The mascot.
Doing all he can to avoid actually.
I don't want to listen to it.
Oh, and that's the end.
All right, we're out of time.
Please tell me it's a shortish song. At least.
You know it's not. These dickheads can't
What
help
is it?
themselves. That's not that bad. 325.
Oh, that's
I thought it was
good.
like 6.
That's a
Yeah, I forgot. If it was at 6, we would not be doing it. I won't sit through 6 minutes of Disturbed. I won't do it.
All right.
Even to get your goat, I won't allow it. You had another point you were going to bring
Yeah, I
up?
did. A couple things. I want to say they were called Brawl.
Lame.
Better than Disturbed, but bad.
Terrible.
They're
Stupid.
going to be called Crawl, but changed it to Brawl. Both better than Disturbed.
But
but
both still
barely.
shitty.
Both
Barely.
shitty, yeah. The singer's David Draymond. He answered their ad in the Illinois Entertainer.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You know, I can't even tell that story.
Came in with an orange sneaker and a red sneaker.
Yeah.
Some sort of, I'm sure there's some sort of mythology.
They were looking for a singer with flash and balls, and the guy with neither showed up, and somehow they decided to hire him.
So this is perfect.
Flash and cloak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And he was like, well,
yeah.
They're talking about their audition.
hold
It's
my
like,
calls.
they're talking
Going
about
down
the-
to this place.
It's like, well, why should we hire you? I know the guys at Champs Rock. We can drink there for free and get gigs there for free.
All right.
You're hired.
The drummer said about their audition, there is something here.
Wow, what a ringing endorsement.
That's
awesome.
well, I mean, that's.
Oh, here's the part. Because I remember reading this a while back.
I believe him. I believe that that's true.
So when Draymond joined the band in '96, he renamed the band Disturbed.
Oh, good.
So that's his. That's coming
good
from
that
him.
he came in and,
Terrific.
and took over.
Let the new guy,
Yeah.
especially this guy,
Yep.
take control and name. Is there one of his pretentious comments
Oh,
about
yeah.
where they
I'm
came
ready.
up with the
Thank
name?
goodness.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
please.
This is what I wanted to
I'd be
read to everybody.
disappointed if it was anything but. I can't wait to listen to this drivel.
When asked in an interview why he suggested the name Disturbed, Draymond said, "It had been a name I have been contemplating for a band for years."
Yeah, okay. Terrific. What a shithead.
for
Yeah,
years.
Mr. Intellectual.
Yeah,
Outta
basically.
here. Dickhead.
I've been contemplating it.
Just using that word,
Yeah.
you know.
And the name is Disturbed. It's not like it's some,
Instead of
way out there
I
name.
mean, just say I had a notebook and I wrote a bunch of names in it, and that's what we picked.
He should have just said, "I'm an idiot," and this is the best I could come up with.
Yeah. Or more accurately, let's cut out the bullshit and get to the crux of it. Some marketing guy at the label told us we should be called this, so
Yeah,
and
maybe.
there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Joey DeMarco said this should be our name.
boy.
Illinois Entertainer.
He'd been contemplating
Yeah,
Yeah, he was contemplating, wasn't he? That's what I heard. That's what the drummer told me.
booking. Yeah, he's contemplating booking Disturbed everywhere.
Yeah, my drummer said that. It just seems to symbolize everything we were feeling at the time.
Which is
They're disturbed,
Which is
apparently.
we should be like corn.
I guess.
Okay,
The
that's what
level.
they were
Here we
feeling.
go. You guys ready?
yeah.
No, but yeah.
The level of conformity that people are forced into was disturbing to us. And we were just trying to push the envelope, and the name just sort of made sense.
These guys are railing against conformity. Come on, how do you say that with a straight
I
face?
don't get it.
I'd be more willing to believe these guys are pushing cotton, not the envelope.
And then we'll get into it in a second here. Don't worry.
Oh my god!
But one more point.
That's one of the worst things I've ever heard, by the way.
Well, and also and what I just said, like, how do you say that with a straight face? This guy says everything with a straight face. He's got to be one of the most humorless, pretentious dickheads I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
Ever. Mm-hmm. Thinks he's so, deep and contemplative and just tapped into what really matters in the world. Fuck off. You're just some active rock hack who fucking happened upon something that inexplicably became successful.
Another
Blake Shelton, Luke Bryan, is that guy's name? The country guy who's on American
Is it Brian or
Idol?
Bryant?
Who cares?
Whatever it is, one of those.
But that guy and Dave Draymond, the three of them. And yes, I called him Dave. I'm not calling him David. Fuck off with that. Those three guys, absolutely inexplicable celebrity, career in entertainment, no discernible charisma or talent in any of those three guys. It's
Terrible.
baffling.
Yeah.
Baffling.
Garbage. One more thing before we get into it.
I have one more thing,
Okay.
too, but you can
Couple
say your
more,
thing
couple more.
first.
I'm working on a thing,
Nick's
too.
got a thing. Nick's over there in his
There's
lap.
a lot of things that come to mind
The
when we're
Disturbed thing is
contemplating
going on.
this band.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not analyzing this song. We're going to contemplate it.
We don't have to say anything that way.
Fucking stupid. Go ahead. Say your thing.
This logo, which is featured on the Asylum cover, which, what a name for...
Yeah. See,
Because
that's
these
another
disturbed individuals.
Disturbed people often end up in asylums. Let's make that connection.
Yeah. And it took them 10 years to get there.
Yeah, no shit. Fucking unbelievable.
But anyway, this character, like they're Eddie or whatever.
Oh God, I didn't even know they had it. I can kind of see
They've got
what's
one.
going on
Oh,
over there.
man, this picture of him that I just found,
Of this character?
of the singer.
Oh, the singer. Oh, I got to see that in a second.
Oh, man.
But I want to tell you the name of the character. Do you guys know what it is?
No, I have no idea. I didn't even know they had a character. I should have assumed it, though, because, having a character as a band is the best way to avoid conformity,
Yep.
because no other band has that. So,
Some of these blabbermouth headlines, you guys gotta hear some of these.
We'll get into that
Oh,
in a
my
minute.
goodness.
But quickly, let me tell you about this. Disturbed's mascot, the guy.
Oh, great.
Jesus.
And then it says the original drawing of the guy was edited using a digital distorting program. After the original images had been distorted 3 times,
wow.
the guy became the official mascot for Disturbed.
Wow. Yeah, they really, really tapped into a gold mine of creativity there. The guy, what you would expect, if you could get even lazier than Disturbed, it's calling your mascot the guy. It's like taking laziness to a new low.
Did you guys
boy.
have you guys heard?
No.
Disturbed's new music will be quote unquote blisteringly angry and brutal.
I remember reading
And he looks
that.
like he's trying to use the force on us in this picture. Look at that pose.
He's an absolute
he's doing
jackass.
this, like,
just a
terrible.
joke.
So
The worst ever.
let's
Terrible.
see here. There was another one that was
Well, as you look that up, my last thing before we get into the music is, what was that quote? There's something here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say that same thing every time I shit my pants.
so there are two in a row
Oh
here.
boy. Okay.
Disturbed's David Draymond has been quote unquote dying to sing the U.S. national anthem at Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, you will die before that ever happens.
Okay, here's a good one.
Can you imagine if that were to come to pass? They'd fucking wheel out these timpani drums like they did for their god-awful cover of The Sound of
Oh,
Silence.
it's funny you should
And
mention that.
just the pretentious nonsense.
Okay.
Fortunately, it'll never happen in a million billion years.
Chris is sitting down for this next one. Okay.
These
David
guys.
Draymond's performance on The Sound of Silence is, quote unquote, perhaps the greatest rock vocal ever, Says actor Russell Crowe. That's
What a shithead.
That's a legitimate. That's
Al. Sounds like Russell was as drunk as Andy, if not more so. I mean, to even say that is
Greatest rock vocal. What a moron. I have no respect for that guy.
That's just flat out.
That guy's movies suck.
It's an inaccurate statement. I mean, I'll put it as politely as I can. It's simply not true.
What a dick. Why would you say that?
we could spend all night doing these headlines.
It doesn't
Yeah.
get worse. We can't.
Oh, my
It'd be
goodness.
impossible to find a worse band for us to talk about.
And I don't even know
I
that
don't
much.
disagree with that.
Because it's like,
Well, you don't need to. You hear the sickness with the grunting or whatever you call that vocal thing he does, and then you look at their visual presentation, specifically the singer. I don't need, like I said earlier, I don't need to peel back the onion and explore this further. I know it's crap. I don't need to fucking
There were
dig into it.
so many copycat bands back then too. Like I knew a couple of people who were in them. Mm-hmm. And even at the time, I'm like, okay, cool.
Copycat of this stuff.
like this genre. I
the
would say.
genre,
Active rock, yeah. Which is, 20 years later, still a
Still
thing.
terrible, but still a thing.
I can't
It's still-
disagree.
it's
I
still
don't
happening.
get it. Like as I've said before, it's roid rock. It's for the Planet Fitness crowd. It's just I can't relate. I don't. It doesn't resonate with me in the slightest, and I'm glad for that because
You're too
the
smart,
mindset. What?
You're too smart.
Well, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's just it's just the way you're wired. This does not compute with me.
No.
Period. And I'm happy for that.
Same.
Because this is garbage, and like the other one, same deal. I think it's a neck and neck race for the absolute bottom with Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh boy.
The visual presentation, and what something else those bands have in common. They do these cover songs,
Yeah.
and everybody thinks it's so great, and it's just like they're destroying these songs, taking all of the nuance out of it, and just like turning it into these anthems again for the fucking roid heads, the gym dweebs. Go down the list. It's just like what they've done to these songs they've covered is an abomination, and they both do it repeatedly because that's
what they do.
puts them on the map. But
Well, when you pull off the greatest rock vocal performance of all time,
I guess that gives you some credit. To
I guess
do whatever
you go back to that well.
Yeah.
you want to talk about pitching your credibility out the window. Russell Crowe. I mean, first of all, he shouldn't be talking about music. He's another one of these actors who's got a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quote unquote band from. Yeah.
And what's it called? 50-odd foot of grunt or something, which is basically a euphemism for a turd. Well, what does that tell you?
Never.
It's
heard
like back in the
before.
day, the other band name that just totally boggled my mind, and they musically they actually had something going on, but Garbage. Mm-hmm. You've called your band garbage.
Well, they
What?
had the kind of I don't know. I think they appealed to a fan base that it's an ironic kind of a name. It's
Yeah.
I could see like a typical band calling themselves that. It's like it doesn't make sense, but they were kind of quirky in other ways, so it kind of worked.
And I get that, but I'm just like,
Yeah, the name itself is.
I don't. I just can't relate to the thinking that goes into it.
Yeah.
I think at this point, any band name that could have been put on something has already.
Pretty much.
I would think. I mean, not that everybody's heard him, of course, but
Sure.
everything's been done at this
well,
point.
I think we've.
Well, I got one more quick one. I'll make it snappy.
All right.
I played this clip a minute ago,
What a shithead.
and we have to acknowledge something that was brought up to us on Facebook a few I don't know, a couple months back when we mentioned Disturbed, that they covered Midlife Crisis by Faith No More.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Have you heard it?
I listened to after. I can't remember which Caruso brother posted it, but one of the fabulous Caruso brothers posted it, and I did listen. I didn't listen to the whole thing,
No,
but I listened to
I
some
would
of
be
it.
shocked if you made it all the way through without punching your fist through a wall.
Stomach churning. Just, Chris, you mentioned something earlier. You said they take all the nuance out. That's what they're good at.
Yeah.
Any nuance.
Well, this
or
whole genre did
Yeah.
that.
You're exactly right.
There's no feel.
there's
It's
no-
just
yeah.
robotic
There's no
garbage.
There's no feel, dynamics, nuance. All of it has been stripped out, which is basically the persona of their basic fan. It's like just some fucking
No substance.
No, just like somehow there's some energy going on in this being to make it walk upright and go to work and do whatever the fuck they do all day.
Arguably,
But in terms
sentient.
of but in terms of like just any sort of deep thought or dare I say contemplation of their place in the universe and just anything even remotely resembling intellectualism, completely gone, just not existent, not there.
Yep.
I mean, it's just absolute lunkheads. I mean, and apologies to the guy who submitted this. Obviously, we value our listeners, but for this to be your favorite band is just, I don't know. I would soon, I relate to that as much as I would relate to wanting to join the Ku Klux Klan. It just, I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would even get there.
Where do I go to start this journey?
No, I don't mean like showing up somewhere. It's like getting in the headspace
Yeah.
where Disturbed is my favorite band, and or I want to join the Ku Klux Klan today. I just can't get there
Yeah.
in my brain. And
Plus-
again,
plus-
I'm thankful for that.
There probably are hurdles both ways. Of you got to find the right person to ask just to even have a shot at it.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Well,
to get
yeah,
started.
somebody opens a little door and asks you New England clam chowder. That's how it goes. But yeah, no. It's
Oh boy.
we.
Well, these guys have a lot stacked up against them before we even.
What if
hit
we
play.
listen to this and we're like, dude, this is pretty good?
Well, like there, I'm not going to reveal what it is in case it comes up later. But there's one song by them I like, and so if I listen to this and I genuinely like it, I would never say otherwise just for the sake of slagging these guys.
Okay. Well, okay, let's go over these details one more time. It's Asylum from 2010. This is going to be track 4 of 14. Oh, thankfully, there's so many songs.
14 songs.
And then there's
Give
some,
us some of the song titles.
all right.
Let me guess. Most of them are one word.
Most of them are one word.
God, I hated that trend. You
Rem-
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, laziness. Just flip through the dictionary and put your finger down. That's a song title, you know?
Yeah.
What are they?
Here we go. Remnants,
Great.
Asylum, the album track.
The title track.
The Infection. That might be a sequel to The Sickness.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That's why they had to put the on front of it.
Yeah.
They really didn't want to do that, but
The record label insisted.
well,
guys
they
could have another-
contemplated it and decided that it should be on there.
There's something here.
We just printed 250,000 more units. You're putting the
The piece of shit we're about to talk about, Warrior, Another Way to Die, Never Again, The Animal, Crucified,
oh, boy.
Serpentine,
Oh, great.
My Child, and that one's got the explicit E next to it.
Terrific.
Sacrifice, Innocence. I can't even read this one. Whatever. It's one of those dumb words.
Maybe that's the song. Maybe that My Child, the explicit one. Maybe that's what that lady at Target was singing to her kids a few weeks ago when I was there.
Why, she was swearing at her
profaning her kids loudly in front of everybody.
kids? Wow. That happens.
Maybe that's the song that was in her head at that point.
Could be it. It's a parenting anthem. Then there's a live Down with the Sickness is on there too, just in case you guys needed that.
I did.
On the deluxe edition here. So, all right, I guess we have to do this. So let's make it quick.
Yes, that's what we've done so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean the actual listening part. Let's make this quick. Nick, you want a commercial?
Yeah,
let's take one. That was better than the song's
so
gonna
refreshing.
be. Yeah, way better. All right, you ready for a nightmare? Here we go. Horrible. Worst thing I've ever heard.
I'm thinking if you're looking
my
at
life.
the sound waves of this, it's probably just a big rectangle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. It's completely everything is as loud as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, sure, it's a typical riff for this kind
Right.
of music.
It's
It's
a
not.
riff.
It's not anything.
I don't despise
Surprising.
it at this point, but again, there's for a band that the name originated from a desire to reject conformity. What do we got here?
Yeah.
It sounds like everybody else. It's just
Yeah.
I can't discern it from anybody else at this point.
Yeah.
Not that I consume a ton of this music, but it's just there's nothing that stands out here. I mean, it sounds decent, but like you said, there's not going to be any dynamics here. I mean, no real dynamics. I'm sure there's probably a point where the band drops out because that's the thing to do. I'd be surprised if that doesn't happen.
And there's some sort of clean but yet effect heavy guitar kind of.
But you don't get the sense that these guys are set up in a room and jamming this out together. There's no detectable human quality to this so far. Mm-mm. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's nothing stands out about it.
I don't know what you call that beat or that rhythm, but it's like that stomping, like a soundtrack for stomping around. That was the thing at the turn of the millennium. I hate that so much. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just that it was the opposite of what I was into at the time, but that like slow, plodding, dunderhead stomping rhythm that all these songs have, even though the guitar part's like double time or whatever, but just that, like the drum rhythm, I hate that so much. It just makes me physically ill listening to it. It hasn't gone away yet, 20 years later, that feeling. So
yeah, it's just it doesn't connect with me in any way, shape, or form. I mean, even just to analyze the guitar tone or the riff itself, it's just like, why even bother? It's so cookie cutter. And of course, you had to have the requisite pinch harmonic tossed in there.
Which I was a little surprised by having.
Why would you be surprised to hear that in this music?
Because like I was saying before, I really am not that well versed in this genre. I've heard things here and there, but the pinch harmonic actually did throw me for a second. I didn't know that was a typical move.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just assume that bands like this worshipped at the altar of Zakk Wylde Black Label Society, where you get it every other fucking note, basically? Which those guys kind of had a hand in setting the template for this kind of music. I mean, to me, it didn't take me aback at all. I was like, oh, there it is. That checked off the box of all the basic ingredients you have to have in this kind of music.
You know what I think is it's a weird. People may disagree with me, but I'm convinced that there's a certain album that came out about I think 95 that had sort of the heavy sound that this genre of music really kind of pushed further in that direction. And people might think I'm way off here, but Frog Stomp by Silverchair had that same kind of heavy sound to it, like the production of it. Of course, not as excessive as what we're hearing here, but I wonder if there was influence there. I mean, I think I'm guessing it influenced the music industry because they were so big for a while. But if you listen to some of those songs, it's got that sort of heaviness to it.
Yeah, but I mean, when Tomorrow came out, I mean, everybody just sort of, pigeonholed it as a Seattle scene ripoff.
Well, but then I mean, there are other songs on that album that are just
I've honestly never heard
much
anything
heavier
else.
because I mean, by comparison, Tomorrow's pretty dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like. I would say like Israel's Son. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one.
No.
Yeah, I never heard much of anything. I hear. Well, not that I don't know if I actually heard it, but I've read it. But I aren't their subsequent albums actually considered to be of very high quality?
I would.
And
say
they
so.
develop as a band.
Yeah. I would say that they do.
See, there's no development in this band. I mean, they sound the same on every album. Which again, nothing wrong with tapping into a formula, but this formula is completely devoid of all the bullshit that they rattled off as to what their name is supposed to symbolize and their contemplative attitude. It's all horse shit. When you hit play on the music, there's just nothing of substance.
Can we go back to Chris the Christmas Tree? I'd much rather
Too
listen
late
to
now.
that. Yeah,
Well,
all right.
Yeah.
This idiot's going to start singing now.
I am now an instrument of violence. I am a vessel of invincibility. I cannot leave this undecided. Stepping down to battle another day.
How bad? That's like, I mean, he's got, I'll give him actually the whole band and Dave Draymond the credit that they have some ability.
Well, of
more
course.
than I do. I'm not saying that, but just what they're doing is so garbage. It's like, in my ears, it's like a parody of the worst thing you could do. It's like, hey, me and Nick knew this guy. He was actually in our band for a while. He did a band that was a parody of this style of music where their goal was to just try to make like the worst music in that genre. This is like that, but done by professional musicians versus Our Friend, which was that done by amateur musicians.
Well, I mean, there are apparently strict parameters in this style of music, and
we've just happened upon one. Okay, we're going to start this passage with one of the other guys in the band screaming 3 to 5 words.
Yeah.
And then Dave is going to take over and carry through the rest of the line and the verse.
Which I'm pretty sure it's just all him, but it's
Well,
done with different effects.
Yeah,
and
and
live it's probably done that
yeah.
way. Yeah.
Whatever.
But I think it's supposed to give the illusion of almost like a sweating bullets, where it's like this guy's saying something on this side with an effect, and then the other guy comes in saying something else. But
Right. Whatever. However they execute it, it's a different vocal presentation, and that's supposed it's supposed to be dynamics. What are you reading?
I just made a mistake of looking at the lyrics. And I'm
I can't
disgusted.
wait to hear this.
It's even worse than anything we've talked about so far.
Well,
It is called Warrior, so why didn't we think? See, I thought you guys were going to give me a treat and we were going to do Vinnie Vincent's Warrior.
oh man, that would be a treat.
And then you said Asylum, and I was confused, and then my nightmare became real.
That's, I mean, if Chris ever comes in under the influence of something, the 5-finger death punch card that will be pulled with a quickness will be immediate
Wow,
regret,
that'll
just
keep
like
him on
just
the
like
straight and
Andy
narrow.
had.
You just assured my not having that happen to me, because it simply couldn't happen. But so are you going to read these lyrics?
I'll just read a couple. How it starts. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am now an instrument of violence. I am a vessel of invincibility.
Oh, good.
Oh my god!
This is like I'm good enough. I'm smart enough.
but this is also like, you know, I'm gonna punch this up before my workout, and you know,
Right.
I'm gonna run through a wall, and nobody's gonna stop me, and it's just like just stay home.
Yeah.
Just don't mingle among normal people, please. You know, I don't want just the slightest thing to set you off and suddenly you're, you know, invading my world in a negative way because your brain is wired to make you think that you're an instrument of violence. Get out of here. The fuck out of here with that stuff. Who wants to hear that? And it's like, people who are disturbed, they listen to this, they only become more disturbed. It's like you're wallowing in your just complete antisocial presence in this world. Just try to fix it. Become a better person. Don't listen to this garbage.
A vessel of invincibility.
Yeah. It's terrible. There's more.
That's a new name for my cock. Boy.
Next line is, I cannot leave this undecided.
That's another name for
Yeah,
it.
what? Yeah. It's like, why don't you consider leaving it undecided? How about that?
Oh, man.
Walk away from it and don't even think about it anymore. Not that you're thinking about anything. That anybody who listens
it
to
gets
this
worse.
thinks about anything.
Dude, this just gets so bad. It's just... This
the-
is the absolute bottom of the barrel. This is the worst crap
Thank goodness.
ever. This is making me think, because we were talking about like these lyrics about being like some kind of mercenary or something. There's a Gwar song that it made me think of that I occasionally send lyrics to Nick from Battle Lust.
Okay.
But that's like,
But that's, yeah.
there's a little bit of humor, and it's done way better. Like, it has both of those elements. It's not a boob writing that song.
Well, presentation is important.
But yeah, same thing. Here we go. Let's continue.
Remember me for all time. This determination is a vital part of me. Surrender. I will be counted with the endless masses that I will defeat.
I have to stop
They
it.
say the endless masses that I will defeat.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, God.
He said, stepping down to battle another day. Remember me for all time. This determination is a vital part of me. Surrender now or be counted with the endless masses that I will defeat.
Oh, shut up! I mean, this is probably the crap song that drew in Russell Crowe. You know, thinking that he's actually tapping into the theme of my movie Gladiator. It's like, no, he's just being a dickhead.
It's making me think of...
And don't sully boobs by referring to Dave Draymond as a
Sorry.
boob. Do not connect those two things,
My bad.
please.
I apologize. I won't do it again.
It's making me think of War Machine.
Oh, sure.
The Kiss song,
well,
of course, but
Thematically.
But there's a sort of like this is a warning that these types of people are actually out there. Like it's more of like a world powered government, world leaders, you know, kind of war pigs thing in
Yeah.
War Machine.
Yeah.
But in this, it's it doesn't have. At least I'm not detecting that sense of, how would you say it, skepticism about the subject matter.
Oh, there's none. This is 100% how this person feels in their head.
Yeah,
As they're
so
rolling
it's-
my Chipotle burrito.
Yeah, the vessel of invincibility.
It better be the toilet at Chipotle.
Exactly. Yeah, he's the coiled spring who's about to go off on his shift manager at Chipotle is listening to this and getting motivated to do what he has to do to defeat all enemies.
Well, those are
Get
giant.
outta
Those
here.
are giant skillets and griddles, or
Yeah.
whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it, that
You're
they have
right.
to use over there. So you've got to be ready, man.
Yeah, you'll be remembered for all time.
You gotta
if use
you gotta
them.
like rub some blood on your face before you punch in.
Yeah, and it's, the title of this warrior. It's like you can imagine a high school football team cranking this up in the locker room before
Nick's
they
got experience with that.
Yeah, you talked about
it wasn't
this before,
though.
right?
Yeah, I mean
this
this
hockey team.
There was
was it?
A football. I remember there was one camp in the locker room. I was in neither camp, I'm very proud to say. But one camp was insistent upon Walk by Pantera.
Okay.
The other was insistent upon Gangster's Paradise. And the two clashed in the locker room.
But Nick was cool with both.
I was
just wasn't a part
actually I
of
was
it.
cool with neither. So
No, neither. All
that's
right.
just as good.
Yeah, you win. All right, let's keep
You
going.
could be everybody's friend or nobody's friend, and you kind of end up in the same place.
That's
life
true.
lessons.
Come on, bring it. Don't sing it. Better believe it. Smoking down till your whole past die.
Hold on, I don't know if you guys caught that.
He
No,
just,
I didn't
he just
catch
did a
it.
vocal thing that I can't stand.
Which one? The grunting,
Yeah.
growling?
Well, the part where he goes into a faux melodic moment.
He did something I can't stand also, which is actually speak into the microphone. In his case, I really can't stand it when he does that.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's there's the requisite guitar technique. Play the low, chunky riff and then throw in a note or two in the higher register.
high, yeah.
It's like, got to check that box, because without that in there, nobody's going to recognize this music.
Right.
They're not going to latch onto it.
People will be confused.
Yeah.
Garbage. He said, "Come on, bring it. Don't sing it. Better believe it."
Goodness.
No, sorry. I'm not bringing anything. I'm not wasting my time or my energy on you fucking mouth breathing, knuckle dragging jackass. You're just not. You just get out of my way. Get out of my orbit as soon as possible. I don't even want to contemplate the fact that we're sharing space on the same planet. Go beat somebody else up. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Okay,
Leave me alone.
just get away from me.
Victory's mine. Stand up and show me some pride. And now you're in. I'm one with the warrior inside. My dominance can't be denied. Your entire world will turn into a battlefield tonight. As I look upon you through the warrior's eyes now, I can see the fear that will ensure my.
What a pointless double bass rhythm. This is thrown in there for no reason. That adds nothing to the song.
It's thrown in there to make this as jarring and unpleasant a listen as possible. The other thing, my cursory knowledge in their music, which will never go deeper because I don't need to go deeper. I know this is shit. But it's all this staccato stuff. It's like staring into a fucking strobe light. It's like at some point, it's like the Chinese water torture. The rhythmic dripping on your forehead. Eventually, you will go insane.
Yeah.
Subjecting yourself to this stuff.
I would agree.
It's
very well said.
The one thing that's about the song that I like when they go into the chorus, there's a smoothness to it suddenly, and it works. But up until that point, it's just this staccato, like if somebody was tweaking you in the ear repeatedly, eventually you're going to snap and go ballistic on somebody. That's what this music is designed to do. It's designed to just make people uncomfortable, which in general is what's happening in society, or the media, whatever it is. People have been conditioned to they're uncomfortable unless there's chaos and unpleasantness around them, and if there isn't any, they seek it out.
Can we blame Disturbed and run them out of the country?
I'd be fine with that. They're certainly contributing to it.
I just keep thinking that this is an anthem for a guy in a mosh pit. Like, I think that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Like, when do you listen to this? You don't listen to this in the shower. You can't act out in the shower. It's too slippery in there.
Well, there's
People
one
go-
way you can act out.
Not to this song though.
And maybe they should act out that way more often. They'd be more relaxed.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be so fucking wound up.
Yeah.
You know.
Give yourself a tugger, and get yourself a CBD cigarette, and calm down.
Yeah, and and again, you're in the shower, you're by yourself. Do what you want to do, which is tug away to the thought of another man,
Goes
and you'll
back
be
to this.
fine. But it's true though.
All the
It's
mosh pit
absolutely
stuff.
true.
Yeah, there's something there.
There's something there's something there.
Yeah,
like
It's the American Beauty syndrome.
it absolutely is.
I'm one with the warrior inside. My dominance can't be denied.
Oh, stop.
Your entire world will turn into a battlefield tonight as I look upon you through the warrior's eyes.
See, this is exactly what I said. Like, again, you're in line at Chipotle. It's either the guy behind the counter or someone in line who taps into this. It's like, just let me get my food and get away from you. I don't want you turning my life into a battlefield. I came here for a burrito. Whatever is fucking you can't cope with in this world, don't inflict it on me.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Just get out of my way. I will get out of your way. Don't ever encounter me again. I don't want you in my orbit. I don't want that's basically it's like the kind of guy who goes out looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Can you even relate to that on
No.
any level?
No.
But then
That I want to go out and engage somebody in physical violence. What kind of psycho thinks that way?
It's true. I have no idea. I've never thought that in my life. It's never crossed my mind that that's what I want to do when I leave the house.
But then after that's established that you don't want anything to do with them, then you turn around real quick and ask him if he put double carnitas on like you asked, because you got that takes precedence.
You reach for the pocket knife that you have on you.
You're going into battle over double carnitas.
But that's the thing. It's like, it's like what am I going to what's going to set this guy off and totally like mess up my
Life.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, why don't you and the guy behind me figure this out? Give me my food, then you could either punch or blow each other when I leave.
Yeah.
But let me leave.
Right, but
With
the
my
guy's
life.
looking for a fight. Like, they'll bump into you, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, just, go beat somebody else up. I'm not willing to be a participant in this nonsense tonight. Ridiculous.
I can't believe we're not even halfway done with this. This is torture. Can we just call it?
Wow.
First time-
Have
I see
have
some-
we ever done that?
I see lightning. I think we
have
need to
not
call it.
yet. We have not tapped out yet.
That's not how it works. Get in the dugout. There's lightning.
I can't be told to compromise this. From never tell the body lying at my feet.
I just thought of something else. We talked about this last time Chris Jericho was on, about how there's that trend. I have no idea if it's still going on, but around the early 2000s it was, where you'd go to a strip club, and this is the kind of music strippers are dancing to then, instead of Motley Crue or Poison or
No.
whatever. Who wants to hear that?
Nobody wants to hear that.
What frame of mind are you in if this is what you want to dance to naked? I don't understand.
Well,
I just want to
like,
leave.
and you want to dance naked on a guy who's consuming this music? Haven't you been subjected to enough violence in your life? That's what you want? Let's think about it.
I mean, if you want to dance naked, there.
Sorry, you got me with that one.
But it's true, though.
Yeah.
It's like you're not emerging from the situation that resulted
boy.
in you ending up at
End
this
the
job.
Yeah, break the cycle.
Yes.
Get out of there. Or dance to Poison, one or the other.
Yeah, I mean,
It's your choice. Make your voice heard.
But you really want to get up on somebody when you're naked? A guy who's like all jacked up on this kind of music? Hell no. That is just if that's happening in the world's strip joints, we've really got a problem in this country. Because this is there's no place for that. First of all, it's a heterosexual scene in there, so we don't need this music there. That's not what's going on in there. I would assume.
Yeah.
You know, play this shit at the fucking manhole, and really tap into what's disturbing you and get to the root of it. Literally.
To the root.
Just don't inflict it on me. That's your problem. Seek help. Go see a shrink. Deal with it. But don't come randomly bumping into me when I'm out doing my thing because you want to pick a fight with somebody. It's like right. I'm not. You're engaging the wrong person. Not because I can kick your ass, but because I just don't want to deal with you. Yeah. I don't want to waste energy on you.
Yeah. Don't bump into me in the Home Depot garden department.
Exactly.
You're all fired up with this in your head.
Or else I'm going to find your manager.
All right. Can't believe it. There's still like 2.5 minutes left.
I think we can avoid. We can avoid considering the lyrics at this point. Who cares?
Do you think it goes that far with like this sort of overly narcissistic kind of a thing where they're at work and they're picking fights with customers?
I'm sure it has. Once they.
Do you think that that's a regular thing though?
Well, once it gets that bad,
I do think
yeah.
it's a regular thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen at anywhere that I worked.
I'm trying to think.
Would be interesting. Why not? Chris has his story. Obviously, the guy taking the shirt off.
Oh yeah, I've seen it, and he's probably a guy who would be into this kind of music. And
I couldn't imagine that that sort of scene going on. This guy's going to fight the customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and he just instinctively stripped his shirt off. And it was like, we were watching this, and it's like, okay, not only can I not relate to the fact of wanting to get in a physical confrontation with anybody, really, but what is the instinct that causes you to just strip your shirt off immediately? What is we contemplated that for weeks. It's like, is it because you don't want the guy to have something to grab onto? Are you trying to intimidate the person? What kind of caveman ritual is
I think
this?
it's intimidation. I think it's like before the bell rings in a boxing match. Remember, I saw that one that girl do that. She took her shirt off before
at the
she started
taco parking lot.
Yeah,
to the bra. Or is there like
to
an undershirt or something?
Yeah, whatever.
Not bare-breasted.
No, but
God, I hope not.
That would be.
But at that
disturbing.
point, what ladylike persona was she holding on to?
But at what point do you learn that that's like some sort of street fighting tactic? Again, it's like
apparently is.
I'm not versed on street fighting tactics because I'm not a fucking psychopath.
I think that's a common occurrence, though. The shirt.
Oh, it
off,
obviously is. We've both seen it with our own two eyes. But when you step back and try to think about what brings somebody to do that, is where you really go down a rabbit hole and you can't figure it out.
Well, it's because the people doing it are reluctant to step back and contemplate.
Well, we've established that there's none of that going on. The fact that he even used that word "contemplate" in any capacity is such a joke.
Now for minimal reminder, they will speak my name for eternity. I have no need of any guidance. I am a weapon powerful beyond belief. Seen through the warrior's eyes, I never.
Not to pile on the guy, but when he went lower, that didn't really do it for me.
You didn't care for
I missed it.
Beyond
It's because I missed that. It's become a wall of white noise to me at this point.
I mean, it sounded like a belch like that syllable.
Probably was, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool. Keep it in."
Yeah, if you could fart on the next one, that'd be good.
Yeah, no shit.
Only because you mentioned it, I have to just read that one line to you. I am a weapon, powerful beyond relief, which is probably belief, right? Not relief.
Probably.
But relief would actually be more clever, but terrible stuff.
Well, and again, what do we always say?
The internet's wrong.
No, what do we always say about this type of sentiment? If you have to announce this shit to people, you ain't any of this stuff.
You're a loser dork.
Yeah, shouting out to everyone that you're a weapon. You ain't a weapon.
I'm a weapon.
You're a used square of toilet paper that's fully soaked up the water in the bowl at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's how formidable you are.
How many ply is this guy, I wonder?
He's the cheapest kind. The
single ply?
The brand, the toilet paper that's in public bathrooms. The one that when you put it in the bowl, it turns gray. That's the ply toilet paper.
The one that on the
this guy
package, it actually says 12 rolls equals 12 rolls.
Yeah.
There's no math to do.
There's no quilting.
Yeah.
There's nothing pleasurable about encountering this individual. Like I said, that cheap grade, fine grit sandpaper that when you throw it in the bowl, it turns gray.
Yeah. It's almost like the paper that when you learn to write in cursive as a kid, that you,
Yeah.
with the big lines, with the dash in the middle.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
It's a question, how did it fate you? Come on, bring it, don't sing it, better believe it. Smoking down to your whole past, die, me down, till the victory's mine. Stand up and show me some pride, and now you're in. I'm one of the warrior inside, my dominance can't be denied.
You know what I hate?
All of it?
Well, thinking about when they cut to commercials during football games, and they'll have something like this playing while they're showing highlights.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. That ruins it for you?
It does.
Well, and again, it's just so trite, you know. It's like, oh, we're watching a violent game here. Let's tap into that mindset and stuff like that. It's just so cheesy. It's so lame, so lazy. It's the resounding theme is lazy. It's lazy.
It is. I agree with you.
And what was the line? The dominance. Get out of here. Fucking again, if you got to announce to the world that you're dominant, you're the absolute opposite of it.
He said, I'm one with the warrior inside. My dominance can't be denied.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm officially denying it. How's that grab you?
There goes that.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, just the name of it. That's what that jock mentality when they say, "Oh, he's a warrior" and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, enough.
That means he's reckless, and he's gonna be the one getting the ambulance called during the game. I mean, that's what happens. You know, this that guy's incredible. Oh yeah, because he's reckless.
The guy who goes head first.
Yeah.
And then has to be carted
Like,
off the field.
why are we admiring this guy?
We have to all take a knee as he's carted off the field.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah. These individuals should not be mingling among normal people. They should be watched closely.
Stretchered off again.
Yeah.
Again and again.
Like that maniac, what was it, Texas high school, ran out and knocked down the referee.
Oh,
Did you see that?
Yeah, I
I
did see that.
Fucking psycho. You guarantee you if you delved into it, he listens to crap like this.
Yeah. I remember being irritated because they used the wrong term, though. Just a little nerd thing. It said, like, watch high school player body slams referee. I'm like, I gotta see this. He's gonna pick him up and body slam him.
He did. And
he just knocked him over.
down.
Like, you assholes writing this. How dare you say that? But still, he did directly run at a referee and knock him over after he was, ejected?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it was?
Something like that.
Or penalized or something. But yeah.
Well, bright future there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he learns from it. Do you think people learn from things
well,
anymore?
No, he's probably got a GoFundMe and he's made $1 million in
Probably.
a week.
Yeah, like that guy who shot those two protesters. You see that footage of him with his fucking eyes bugging out. It's like, this guy's a psycho. Okay?
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, hopefully the young football player is contemplating what he's done and won't do it again. Doubtful. He's a psycho. Lock him up. I want to encounter this guy
Just
ever.
cut to the chase.
You ever do anything like that when you were a student athlete?
You don't go at a teacher. You don't go at a referee. These are things that everybody knows.
I almost went at an adult fan in a hockey game. It's like really close.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You weren't there. It was when I was a senior. It was in South Bend.
Dude,
and I got
okay.
ejected from a game.
All right.
And I was skating off.
What is it about playing at the ice box
Oh, my God.
that makes it's the
Violent.
crowd? The crowd wants to fight the players.
Always.
The ice box in South Bend. I was on the team. I wasn't part of the fight.
melee.
I was in it. I was on the ice, but
Yeah.
I wasn't one of the instigators. So we're walking off behind. Okay, so the bleachers go up, and then we're walking on the ground beneath the bleachers, like behind the back of it. People are
Maniacs.
over the top threatening us.
Yeah.
Parents.
Yeah. That's what happened to me.
It's at
That's a
what
whole
what
lot.
is it with that place?
They're just maniacs. I don't know what it is. But that's like where you take all the worst parents in the world and put them in one place.
Apparently.
And they all listen to crap like this.
Yeah.
And it's like fueling their... Make them think that this sort of mindset is acceptable. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you need to stay home. Don't mingle among normal people.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Go
to sleep.
Go to bed. Take a shit. Do
Well,
something.
Yeah. Shitting and boobs, I'm not going to sully either one by associating them with these creeps. Two great pleasures in life will not be destroyed with any connotations to lunkheads like this who consume this crap.
I wonder how many listeners are going to be like, "Oh, I love this band."
Well, we have at least one.
One.
That's true.
Well,
Probably several. I don't
Yeah.
think Mike
get in the
is alone.
discussion thread on Facebook and try and put into words what you find as quality about this. I literally can't put my finger on it. I don't get it.
I mean, the only thing I can conceive of is that it's a release of steam. This music for some people
What about
is
Slayer or something?
Well,
like there's if you need a release of steam, you could find something a million times better.
You can, but this is what I think. We probably have listeners who were teenagers when this was huge, and probably were in it. Like we're into it at that.
Yeah, but
point.
what are you so pissed off about? Why don't you get to the root of that? Figure it out.
I don't know. Yeah.
Deal with it versus wallowing in it with this garbage.
I agree with that if you're taking it that literally, but if it's like Nick said, if it's you're letting off steam, and also what you said, Chris, like it's something you're going to listen to during your workout, but you're a otherwise well-adjusted person, there's a million other things you could listen to that are better that you don't need this.
No, you don't. There's other options out there. Explore them.
Yeah.
Well, and as long as we're on that topic, because as I'm like hearing some of these lyrics and that whole thing, it's like that's somebody else I can't relate to. Anybody above the age of 6 who watches the movies like Gladiator or The Patriot or 300 or any of these fucking movies, it's like, what is wrong with you? How do you find this appealing?
I like that you cut it off at 6.
Well, whatever.
I know.
It's like
it's a little lower.
I was
gonna
gonna say grown men,
Yeah.
but even late, before you turn 10, it's like you should be beyond this.
Yeah.
How is this appealing to you?
I don't know. The only one I've seen out of those is Gladiator, and I think I fell asleep.
I
During
saw
it.
The Patriot.
How was it?
The Patriot was different. The Patriot wasn't just straight up violence. It had a bit more drama to it, I would say. I would suspect, but
Yeah, but without the violence,
Well, it's
nobody's
gotta have the
watching the
violence.
movie.
Yeah.
So
you know what I can't stand is when all the movies that I don't know what year they started doing this, but every single action sequence you've ever seen since that point, somebody's running or hitting somebody or jumping, and the camera is shaking.
WWE style.
Yes, just
Worst shit.
Yep,
Yeah.
like somebody gets an atomic drop, and the cameraman is, he's doing like a check mark kind of a thing with the camera in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand that. How you can't focus, you can't see.
No, you can't.
You can't see what's going on.
You just know chaos
They
is
just
happening.
they keep. I hate that tactic
I agree with you.
of cinematography. There you go. Now I'm mad at cinematographers.
Look what Disturbed did to you.
Ensure my victory this time. You can't hide now. I am the warrior. So decide now how they'll remember you. Do not hide now. Act like a warrior. Show your pride now. Solidify your place in time.
Who called that one at the beginning of the song? Everything's going to drop out but the guitar with an effect on it.
And you can hear the compression. It's like when the band dropped out, suddenly the guitar got louder. It's like, my God, that is so ham-fisted.
Yeah.
It's like there wasn't even an attempt to make that indetectable. I mean, that was just, and of course you have to have the wah pedal going. And it's just, it's all just so cookie cutter and by the numbers. It's just awful.
There's some
production.
good lyrics, though.
No, they're not.
No.
So this
It's
song,
not even. Dude, that's not even. Joke
I'm not going
about it.
yeah.
It's not even worth the energy to try to come up with a joke. It's not good in any capacity.
so what this. Let's think about what's the theme of this song. What is he really saying?
Okay.
He's pointing at somebody and he's saying, "I'm going to kill you." Right?
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to kill you.
Everybody.
Which makes me want to read one of my favorite things I ever read on Wikipedia.
This is going to be good.
From Evil Knievel's Wikipedia
Okay.
site. See if I could find the controversy section. Always the best section.
Oh, yeah.
And on Wikipedia.
Controversy. Yeah.
Assault conviction. That might be it.
That's a good place to start.
Let's see here. Where to begin? My goodness.
So much controversy.
Knievel, with both arms still in casts, flew to California to confront Saltman, who was the other guy apparently who wronged him. Outside the studio commissary, one of Knievel's friends grabbed Saltman and held him, while Knievel attacked him with an aluminum baseball bat, declaring, "I'm going to kill you." Both arms in cast.
Yeah. And with a bat somehow. I guess his hand still worked, but how would he even swing it?
Well, you could have been jabbing at him.
yeah.
I think cast be damned at that
Right.
point.
But,
Turned his
but
waist.
there you have it. Evil Knievel, Pete Weber. These guys are psychopaths,
Yeah.
but somehow they parlayed it into an image, into entertainment and stuff. But you can't do with that Pete Weber sequence that we have for our rock and roll boners. You can't tell me that guy wasn't an inch away of charging into that crowd.
Well, I think
to
he
get
was,
at the guy who
Yeah.
was, demeaning him in some way. It's like just go out and perform.
And for those who are not familiar with that clip, chances are we will be hearing it later.
What?
In the episode.
I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Anyway.
But I guess there's still 55 seconds left, so
Well.
maybe they're going to turn it around. Maybe it's going to be like a Bohemian Rhapsody thing.
Let's hit play, close it out at this point.
All right.
There's really no, unless something.
Nothing's going.
It's going to be a
happen.
big "Hey Jude" fade out.
Yeah.
I can.
Warrior inside, my dominance can't be denied. Your entire world will turn into a battlefield tonight. As I look upon you through the warrior's eyes now, I can see the fear that will ensure my victory this time. I'm the warrior inside, the evidence can't be denied. The entire world will stare into this battlefield tonight. As I stand before you, the warrior's heart now, I can feel the strength that will ensure my victory this time.
There it is in all its glory. 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
I'm sure they were
Warrior.
all so proud of themselves when they brought that one home.
What happened?
What's the next song?
Yeah,
Please
Do we have to
stop
listen
it.
to that
no,
now?
No, please stop it.
it stopped.
I'm sure they were all proud of themselves. You know, doing the John C. Reilly dancing in place in the control room like in Boogie Nights. You know, all fucking happy with what they've created. Ugh.
How humiliating.
Man.
Man, oh man,
My spirits are down.
who
This is a lesson to you.
Yeah, it is.
You were irresponsible. This is what happens.
No more
Yeah,
drinking.
you're basically Otis and Mayberry right now, just
This
sleeping
is the
it
drunk
off.
tank right
Yeah.
now.
Man, the blabbermouth headlines remind me. Who can forget?
Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me cue this up. Go ahead.
Who can forget David Draymond's Twitter feud with Roger Waters last year?
Who gives a shit?
Was that really a thing?
That was a thing.
First of all, why would Roger Waters even sink to that level to even engage with this
man.
guy?
Or were they arguing about Israel and Palestine?
I think
Which is
it might have had something to do with that.
that's
I
one of
don't
his
know,
common
and I don't-
arguments that he gets into apparently.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to vote first?
I'll
Kick in the
go
crotch
first.
or kick in the
I'll go
crotch?
first. The most vigorous kick I can muster up. Absolutely.
It's a humiliating kick in the crotch!
Absolute. Like you said, Andy, repeatedly, bottom of the barrel garbage.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nick?
Oh boy, this is a thing. This is a tough one. Actually,
What's so tough
I'm
about
looking
it?
for a headline.
Which boot?
I'm looking for a headline that will be a fitting.
Okay.
Okay, why not? Just a random one. Instead of saying "kick in the crotch," I'll just say "disturbs David Draymond." I'm a total James Bond wannabe.
You're such a loser.
I don't know. He's one of the guys who is. I won't blame it solely on him. It's the coverage that he gets.
Yeah.
It's nauseating.
Yeah, but
I would put
it's-
Corey
do that-
Taylor in that
well,
category.
and Wolfgang Van Halen is ascending.
a nauseating
those
amount
levels.
of blabbermouth coverage.
Anything
again-
they say.
Which
is-
again, you can easily avoid that. It's again, we continue to get their stuff in our news feeds because deep down we feel comfortable getting enraged about this stuff. And but no, he's an idiot. Draymond, no question about it. I'm a total James Bond wannabe. Get out of here.
Why would they even print that?
Because
He's probably up for the role.
and because people are going to comment on it, and it's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah, you're
help
right.
them on social media.
You're right.
They can't help that. They can't not comment on it.
I don't have anything to say really. For this genre, this is something Andy and I used to say all the time, and then we stopped saying it. But I'm going to say it now. We used to say it about bands we didn't like. They're good at what they do, but I just don't like what they do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the same could be said for this. This genre of music never did it for me. I remember liking the first Korn album, and that's about where I stopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't get into it. Never will.
Yeah, and obviously they're
You could be great at it, but good for you. It's not for me though.
right. I mean, clearly they're doing something right in terms of appealing to people, but what are you appealing to, and what are you inciting in other people, and how lowest common denominator are you tapping?
It's very
into?
lowest common denominator, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
They don't have the market cornered on that in the entertainment world.
No,
obviously, but hey, they're making a living at this. They're playing to big crowds. They're by those measures, they're successful. But are you really contributing anything positive to society? I can't identify anything.
I got nothing for that. But it is going to be a clean sweep. I know that's surprising to everybody, but I will give it a kick in the crotch.
It's a humiliating kick in the crotch!
Bicycle kick. I'm not sure what kind of kick. Maybe one of those scorpion kicks that hot shot goalies do when the ball goes behind them and they kick it.
Oh, well, yeah.
A 2-footed donkey kick. I don't know. Something violent. The most rotten garbage that we could possibly get out of anything on the list. Anything. There's nothing out of 3,047 songs that are on the list right now. The only contender for something worse than this is Land of Confusion by Disturbed, which is right above this. Which is, oddly enough, submitted by Nick Jones. I think that might be funny business.
That's another guy.
Okay.
That's not... I've never heard that version.
Well, you don't need
I'm
to.
not in a hurry to. Not really huge on the original, so...
No. These guys have nothing for me. It's one of those things, we've talked about it. Everybody has their bands or people or things where it just makes your stomach churn. And for me, Disturbed is that. I can't get on board with anything they do, including, hey, maybe you'll like this Faith No More cover they did. Hate it even more than I thought I could.
Yeah,
that's more offensive that they would dare do something like that. Complete garbage.
Yeah, and the Sound of Silence, the fact that people were like rallying around that is just absolute shit.
Yeah. Well, you don't disagree with us, but if there's something wrong with you, if you're disturbed and you disagree with us, we're sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
That's enough for me. I'm calling it. I saw lightning. Hey, if there's anything you want to do, you want to add some songs to the listener submission list, please no more Disturbed. But if you must, go ahead. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to another one in the future.
We hope Andy learned his lesson.
Never
tonight.
drinking again. Go to potofthunder.com. Click that little widget and make it happen. If you want to submit a Yardo questions, maybe that will return next week. We'll get to that. If you want to buy some merchandise, who knows? If you act quick, maybe I can get it to you by Christmas. We'll see. It depends what it is. But that's it. That's going to do it for this week. What's your palate cleanser going to be?
What do you mean?
It's something to get disturbed out of your mind as you go home.
How about a Stroop?
Yeah, Stroop. I just meant musically, but it might be both. All right, well, we will be back next week with more Pot of Thunder.
Christmas week episode.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right. It's going to be nice.
Ooh.